Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Salango Law. Get results, not excuses.
Well, meteorologist Joe Ansel here. I'll be timing and placing some chances of passing rain and thunderstorms today, tonight, and tomorrow, exclusively for southeastern areas of the state. Some locally heavy and excessive rain is a possibility, and this will be our last window of some rain for our very wet month of August that's playing out. For the excessive rainfall potential, there's a marginal risk of local flash flood potential today and tonight. It has been removed from Charleston. It's generally the southeastern half of the state, so find your spot on the map here. To the east, you are included in isolated flash flood potential. Now, most of us do have a risk of isolated to scattered severe storms today. Isolated in the dark green, marginal risk. Scattered severe weather in the yellow includes the eastern panhandle here. Potential of damaging winds and large hail. Slight chance of an isolated shower and storm this morning, but we're more favored later in the day and tonight. This afternoon and tonight, isolated to scattered severe weather is possible with our approaching general cold front. Eastern areas of the state, a few showers and storms tomorrow, and then likely drier by the weekend. Fly Saver forecast, it starts at home. Atlanta 92. Keeping eyes on a chance of showers and storms today. Northern areas, chance of an afternoon shower and storm, and tonight, highs mostly low to mid 80s. Mid 80s to near 90 again for areas of the eastern panhandle. Be mindful of some scattered severe weather and isolated flash flooding that's possible today. Petersburg near 90, Point Pleasant 85. Clay, heavy at 84 today. Southern areas, upper 70s to mid 80s. Huntington near 86 degrees today. So Charleston, a chance of a shower and storm this afternoon and tonight. High near 86 today, 66 tonight. Dry and warmer to hotter temps for the weekend. Have us up to 92 on Sunday. And our next chance of rain, first round of September showers around the middle of the week. High of 89 on Wednesday.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at salangolaw.com.
Some days we wonder how we're going to fill 2 hours. Other days we could use 4. It's Metro News Talkline. We are underway.
Attempt to change the station. You are surrounded. We interrupt this program to bring you an emergency news bulletin. Repeat, this is an emergency bulletin. Keep your radio turned on.
From the studios of WVRC Media and the Metro News Radio and Television Network, the voice of West Virginia, comes the most powerful show in West Virginia. This is Metro News Talkline with Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows.
Check set lineup link. Activated Telos telephone. Switch network control from Charleston to Morgantown.
Stand by. Q Dave and TJ. You're on. Metro News Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Good morning. Welcome inside the Encova Insurance Studios. Dave in Morgantown. TJ is in Charleston. Our phone number is 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. Text the show, 304-TALK-304. Producer Ethan at the audio controls this morning. And producer Jake Link is handling the video stream. Say good morning to our great radio affiliates across the state of West Virginia. Or if you're watching in on the Metro News TV app, we appreciate you as well. Yes, he says with an exasperated voice, yes, we will get into the slap fight that is on Twitter. We'll get into that coming up a little bit later on this morning. Big settlement with Meta. How is West Virginia impacted? How's this impact the landscape of social media in general? And a really interesting conversation I think you'll enjoy coming up in the second hour of the show with John Hope Bryant. He's an entrepreneur, he's a businessman, and he is the author of the book Capitalism for All. We talked to him earlier this morning. We'll bring you actually a portion of that interview and posted in its entirety over on the website. So lots to dive into this morning. Say good morning to TJ Meadows in the Charleston Bureau. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. It's great to be here, sir.
We got a lot to get to. However, we got a technical glitch that we've, I think, got to iron out. So we're going to take an early break here and get that straightened out. We're going to get Dr. Joseph Jones on the program, our friend over at WVU, professor of media ethics and media ethics and law over at the College of Creative Arts and Media. We're going to get his take on this meta settlement. We've got him connected. Wait a minute. Joseph, are you there? Can you hear us? Okay, you know what? He can hear us now, so we'll bring him into the conversation. Hey, Dr. Jones, good morning. You know what? He just left the chat.
There you go. How did that work?
Hey, there you are, buddy.
There we are. How's it going?
It's going great. Going great now. Do you want to get into technology and how sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't? Could dive into that this
maybe
morning.
We're being sabotaged right now by our overlords, but
Meta knows we're going to talk about it today. That's what happened there.
yeah. So what do you want to talk about specifically here?
All right, well, let me do the big wind-up, then we'll dive into it. Yesterday, the biggest national settlement since the tobacco companies agreed to terms over lawsuits in the 90s was announced. The parent company for Facebook and Instagram, Meta, agreeing to pay nearly $18 billion in the settlement and change safeguards on their platforms to better protect children. West Virginia is going to get $114 million of that settlement. All of that being said, is the bigger deal the price tag on this settlement or these safeguards that Meta announced? We can get into those if they are actually implemented.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we should kind of step back and see this as a win for holding corporations accountable. But I would say the bigger issue here is that it's essentially a splashy headline with a big price tag. They were actually on the hook for hundreds of billions of dollars. If these lawsuits were actually allowed to go to court, they would have had to probably pay a lot more. So I think the win right now is focusing on the changes that might actually be made for children. I do not think it addresses the bottom line problems of social media, and that this is more of a big headline to say, look, we're trying to do something.
Yeah, let's put this into context. Meta's market capitalization at market open today is $1.49 trillion. 18 billion is a drop in the bucket. So I don't know that you can realistically say that that's in any way going to harm their business operations moving forward. It sounds like a speeding ticket, frankly. But with that said, these changes, I heard yesterday, 2-hour cap on Facebook for teenagers. If competitors will agree, Meta is saying they'll take that down to an hour. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't know about once you've kind of opened the can of worms and then to take it away. So I think the biggest thing I would first say is that young people are resourceful. We saw the Facebook ban in Australia for under 16s. 70% of them could get around it by entering a fake birthday or using a VPN. Like, I don't know if these safeguards are going to be enough. And I don't know if they address the core issue, which is the business model, and essentially these companies surveilling our young people and us as adults, and then using that to kind of try to keep our attention. So if you're keeping a 2-hour limit, I see what you're trying to say, oh, we're going to be responsible about this 2-hour limit, but it's just not addressing the actual structural issue of the business model, which is spying on us and using our interests against us to keep us hooked on things or to get us to believe things they want us to believe. So yeah, not enough for me.
Yeah, I look at the safeguards here, guys, and we've had parental safeguards on satellite television, parental safeguards on phones, the internet. We were once kids. We figured out a way around those. Today's kids are maybe more resourceful than we were when we were kids. They'll figure out a way around that. I don't know that it does a whole heck of a lot. Maybe it's the first step. Is that the thing, Joseph? Is this the first step in that direction?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Again, it's them admitting, well, they didn't admit fault, but it is them, corporations kind of taking responsibility to say, look, we designed something that was probably addictive. Again, they're not admitting that, but they're saying this is the issue at hand. So they are trying things. There's going to be like no likes are going to appear to young people unless their parents turn it on for them. I would say what's good for under 18-year-olds is maybe good for people over 18 as well. So we could think about the larger social dynamics of what social media is and what it's doing to us and our egos. But yeah, I guess it's, again, a first step to say, look, maybe people spend too much time on it. Maybe we'll take away the kind of endless scroll ability. But I think this is just going to get young people angry. They've kind of been shown, here's what you could have. And they're going to either find ways around it, or there's going to be a new app that comes along and gives them what they want. I don't know if there's going back at this point. I hate to be negative about this. I'd like to see this as a win for corporate responsibility. But like TJ said, cost of doing business, man, a couple $1 billion. Yeah, they'll pay that. And then this kind of idea of we'll have safeguards if our competitors will do it as well. And YouTube, something like YouTube would be hurt way more than Facebook when it comes to like time limits on these things. So Meta's also doing this knowing that they're trying to undercut their competitors as well.
I want to focus on society, not just parents, but came to my attention, I don't know, a few weeks back, that a lot of youth teams, I'm going to use a soccer team, for example, that I know of. The coach is communicating with the kids, and these are middle school kids. So the schedule for practice, any assignments, all these kinds of things. There's a Facebook page. Are we pushing our children into this? Perhaps, being well-meaning because it's an effective means of communication. But are we pushing our children into these platforms? Then as a result, they get opened up to them and they see everything that's going on. Do we need to be more responsible in our use of the platform, even if it is more efficient? Figure out another way. Get an email chain. Do something to communicate with the sports teams and get the schedules rather than pushing our kids to this.
Yeah, exactly. And this is, I think, what the problem with bans in general are, even limits, is that we have structured their lives around following Facebook pages and being on these platforms. So to take it away now almost seems like you're punishing young people when, again, we're using young people, but look what it does to us. Look what it does to our democracy. Look what it does to us, our polarization and all of these things online about kind of the misinformation and all of that. I think we use this conversation around children to say, here's a starting point. But we've also catered our whole society to exist around social media. So it's difficult to then say, well, we just need to kind of ban young people from being on it. And like you said, TJ, this is where they're getting homework assignments. This is where they're following even maybe good role models that we would want them to see on social media. So just kind of banning the time limit seems more like kind of Meta trying to say, look, we're doing something, but they will find other ways to monetize our children's attention.
Talking to Dr. Joseph Jones, Assistant Professor, Media Ethics and Law at the College of Creative Arts and Media over at WVU. Is this the 21st century version or maybe the 2020s version of the big tobacco settlement? Not necessarily. I see parallels here, right? It's a big number, but the tobacco industry is doing just fine right now here in 2026 here. We didn't ban it outright. We banned it for kids. It's bad for kids, but we didn't altogether ban it. Feels like there are a lot of parallels here, or maybe I'm drawing a comparison I shouldn't.
No, I think that's a good comparison as far as corporate social responsibility, a business model built on kind of exploiting our weaknesses. I think tobacco is the same kind of thing. Tobacco. So I actually study the history of tobacco and kind of some of their advertising techniques, and they would get involved in community events. They would do all these things. And I think that is kind of what social media has done as well. It said we are a part of the community. And then look what tobacco did, right? They've got vaping, they've got Zyn, they've got all these other products that they found other ways, I think, to get to young people and to make it popular amongst them. So here again, we have a corporate interest kind of pivoting, but they will, this is not the end of it. And to me, it's making a big headline and there's a lot of money involved, but it doesn't get at the structural issue of what the problem of social media and social media addiction is. Probably not. But again, first step, good.
I can't help but think of the line in my head, I'd walk a mile for a like, not a camel, a like, and the parallels there. You talk about the addiction. I think that is real. I think it's real for children. I think it's real for adults. And I think you've hit on this, but with this now 2-hour time limit, talk about any thoughts you have about how we wean our children from social media in a responsible manner rather than just cold turkey, because for some children, it may be their only outreach to the world. It may be their escape from bullying in school. Maybe they found some group of friends online that they relate with. So how do we find that sweet spot so that we don't end up doing this in a way that it is punitive to children, but there also could be other mental health consequences that we're not thinking about?
Yeah, exactly. And I don't use the term addiction lightly, especially, being here in West Virginia, that there are studies done that show that people have withdrawal symptoms. People can't put it away when they want to. So it is a serious problem. And I have students themselves who tell me like they're from small areas where maybe they didn't feel like they could be themselves, and social media was a lifeline for them. Social media was a way for them to be who they truly are. And I think these outright bans, it's a way for maybe our parents and community members to say something is happening. But I think those unintended consequences are something that we're going to see come up. And again, maybe this will push them into the dark web or push them into places we don't want them to go either. So I see the kind of steps being made for responsibility. And I think the conversation, it's good that we start having it. Where that line is, I mean, that's for all of us to decide democratically of like how you get this done. And then a lot of kind of responsibilities putting on parents, and like parents don't have time. Parents don't always know about what their children are actually up to. So this idea is just that the parents will solve it as well is not enough. And I think we need to continue to have these conversations as a society, as a democratic kind of deliberation, of kind of what should be happening with these tech companies and this kind of technology, not just policymakers or talking heads like academics and stuff like that.
It's a $17.1 billion multi-state settlement. West Virginia is going to get $114 million, and we'll see how these safeguards play out. Dr. Joseph Jones, Assistant Professor, Media Ethics and Law at the College of Creative Arts and Media over at WVU. Always appreciate the perspective. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. See ya.
And with all that said, you know what we're going to do in the next segment? We're going to talk about things that were said on social media. We'll do that right after this.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
It's good to have options for your family or employees. Rooted in your community since 1979, the health plan is your trusted partner. Get flexible coverage, exceptional support, and competitive rates.
The health plan, we are here for you.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Football season begins right here on Metro News Television. Join us Thursday, August 27th for the 2026 WVSSAC kickoff game. Presented by the Army National Guard. The Cameron Dragons battle the Clay Battelle Seabees live from Blacksville. Don't miss the first kickoff of the new season. The 2026 WVSSAC kickoff game. Thursday, August 27th at 7 p.m. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:30 p.m. Powered by GoMart. Only on Metro News Television.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
On the next State of Minds.
I was in liver failure, and I was told I needed to quit drinking or I was going to die, and that was at 36. When he invited me to church, all the hair on my arms, my chest, my back, it all stood up. You're taught to love, you're taught to forgive, and there's a reason for that. It lets you be healthy and lets you move forward with a vision for your life that's not defined by what happened to you.
It's our 23rd anniversary, and to celebrate, we're having a huge anniversary sale all month long on all Toyota trucks and pre-owned vehicles. We've discounted over 100 pre-owned vehicles this month, most of which are local one-owner trades. Great deals on all our Toyota trucks, and with over 90 in stock, now is the time to get yours. From our family to yours, we want to thank you for all the support over 23 years. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Metro News Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Bottom of the hour, Rob Larew, president of the National Farmers Union. We'll get into the discussion about the price of beef and the Trump administration plan to import 300 metric tons of ground beef and then have it sold at 25% discount under the market price. We'll get into that with Rob Larew coming up bottom of the hour. Scrolling, doing all the things that we just said we shouldn't be doing in the previous segment yesterday, scrolling through the social medias, and was left scratching my head yesterday afternoon. Why, you ask? Well, yesterday afternoon, here's the backstory. The State Lottery Commission okayed the license for the casino at the Greenbrier. Well, we knew that had been a question because of the change in ownership, but change in ownership with Kennedy Lewis, the financial management company out of New York. It now has 51% of the Greenbrier. The casino license is okayed. All is good in the neighborhood. Well, very shortly after the Lottery Commission signed off on the Greenbrier's changes yesterday afternoon, Governor Morrissey distributed a statement. Now, this was an official statement that went out on Lloyd Nathan, chairman of the board of the Greenbrier Resort, for gaining majority control of the Greenbrier Casino. The statement seemed to emphasize that the investment firm, not the justices, have majority control, and highlighted the need for deferred maintenance. Morrissey said, quotes, as Lloyd Nathan, the new chairman of the board of the Greenbrier Resort, becomes more acquainted with the Greenbrier Valley, we are committed to working with him to refurbish and enhance the historic property. The governor added, I'm hopeful that the new controlling owner will bring much-needed financial stability to the iconic Greenbrier Resorts. Well, just a few hours later, Senator Jim Justice posted on his social media, quote, Patrick seems awfully eager to take shots at people who actually take risks, build businesses, and create jobs in West Virginia. I've spent my life doing exactly that, signing the front of paychecks for thousands of West Virginians, not just collecting one. My family saved the Greenbrier, invested hundreds of millions of dollars in West Virginia, and helped put thousands of people to work. Now the resort has a strong new partner and a bright future. Patrick can keep playing politics. We'll keep building. Oh, then the governor responded later, I wish you the best, but you can't blame me or anyone else for your financial mismanagement of losing the Greenbrier, Morrissey said on what constitutes his political, not government. That was his political Twitter account, X account, not his official governor's Twitter account. Got all that? TJ, did you catch all that while you were doom scrolling on social media last night? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Well, look, frankly, Governor Morrissey, don't turn the knife in a press release. Don't do it. You opened the door. Not saying Jim Justice is right to come back, but Justice comes back, makes his case. And then I look at Morrissey's response. He's like, don't blame me. The governor, he just doesn't know when to stop. The senator wasn't blaming. Justice wasn't putting his blame onto Morrissey. And frankly, Morrissey talking about Kennedy Lewis and me. The governor of the state of West Virginia, in this case, Patrick Morrissey, has nothing to do with saving the Greenbrier, has nothing to do with the decisions that Kennedy Lewis is going to make. Whether the Greenbrier succeeds or fails in this new era of ownership, along with the Justice family, the governor of West Virginia has nothing to do with that. Don't take credit for it. I do think it illustrates a juxtaposition, though, frankly, in that, look, Justice is a businessman. He talks about that. He's had failures. That's fine. Does he late pay sometimes? Maybe. That's fair. Has he had tax issues? Absolutely. People can decide. But the framing for what I think will be this inevitable race for governor is businessman, I grow the economy, I take risks, I build businesses, versus, hey, I'm a constitutional appellate lawyer and I go fight for you when the EPA does something that they shouldn't.
I had a slightly different view of all this. Kind of goes back to what we just said in the first segment. Maybe we should implement some safeguards to keep politicians off of social media. Quit acting like children. Quit acting like children. And this was all this. This was two 13-year-olds in middle school snipping back and forth at each other. That's all it was. And there's no need for it because you two gentlemen, and who am I to lecture, but I'm going to. You two gentlemen were elected to two of the highest political offices in the state of West Virginia, chief executive and a United States senator. There's what, How many million, 100 millions of people in the United States? What are we up to? 600 million, something like that?
Mm-hmm.
There are 100 people who have the title of United States Senator. Jim Justice, you're one of them. You're above this. Governor Morrissey, you are the governor. You are one of 50 governors in the United States. You are above this. Stop. We know you guys don't like each other. We know there is probably going to be a political race between the two of you in 2028. We all know it. But this doesn't help anybody. I don't think either one of them look good in this situation. It's just a snipping back and forth on social media. And of course, here we are talking about it. I don't think anybody wins. I don't think anybody looks good. And quite frankly, if you hold these offices, you should be above what amounts to a middle school slap fight on social media.
Are we, and I mean myself here, are we to blame?
Sure,
when we
we're
like
part
it,
of the
when
problem.
we click on it. I'm not talking about the media. I'm talking about everybody. Because I looked at it yesterday. I posted about it. I'm talking about it now. Am I part of the problem too? They wouldn't do it if I didn't eat it up.
Well, yeah, we're part. Well, that's the chicken and the egg, right? Which do you post it because people eat it up, or do people eat it up because it's there? I don't know which it is, but I just think if you're going to be in these positions, we can try to break down the juxtaposition, all that. And I think that's fair. That's all fair game. You should be above it. You're a senator. You're a governor. Come on. You're snipping at each other, trying to make snide comments about the Greenbrier. Hey, here's the good thing. It sounds like the thing's going to continue to exist. I'll take that as a win.
Yeah.
All right. We'll get more on this coming up. 304 Talk 304. I do think, too, it illustrates what we might be looking forward to over the next 2 years, whether you like that or not. It's Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. It's 10:30. Let's get a news update from the Metro News Radio Network. Find out what's happening all across the great state of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Salango Law. Get results, not excuses.
Well, meteorologist Joe Ansel here. I'll be timing and placing some chances of passing rain and thunderstorms today, tonight, and tomorrow, exclusively for southeastern areas of the state. Some locally heavy and excessive rain is a possibility, and this will be our last window of some rain for our very wet month of August that's playing out. For the excessive rainfall potential, there's a marginal risk of local flash flood potential today and tonight. It has been removed from Charleston. It's generally the southeastern half of the state, so find your spot on the map here. To the east, you are included in isolated flash flood potential. Now, most of us do have a risk of isolated to scattered severe storms today. Isolated in the dark green, marginal risk. Scattered severe weather in the yellow includes the eastern panhandle here. Potential of damaging winds and large hail. Slight chance of an isolated shower and storm this morning, but we're more favored later in the day and tonight. This afternoon and tonight, isolated to scattered severe weather is possible with our approaching general cold front. Eastern areas of the state, a few showers and storms tomorrow, and then likely drier by the weekend. Fly Saver forecast, it starts at home. Atlanta 92. Keeping eyes on a chance of showers and storms today. Northern areas, chance of an afternoon shower and storm, and tonight, highs mostly low to mid 80s. Mid 80s to near 90 again for areas of the eastern panhandle. Be mindful of some scattered severe weather and isolated flash flooding that's possible today. Petersburg near 90. Point Pleasant 85. Clay, heavy at 84 today. Southern areas, upper 70s to mid 80s. Huntington near 86 degrees today. So Charleston, a chance of a shower and storm this afternoon and tonight. High near 86 today, 66 tonight. Dry and warmer to hotter temps for the weekend. Have us up to 92 on Sunday. And our next chance of rain, first round of September showers around the middle of the week. High of 89 on Wednesday.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted Best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at salangolaw.com.
On the next State of Minds.
I was in liver failure, and I was told I needed to quit drinking or I was going to die, and that was at 36. When he invited me to church, all the hair on my arms, my chest, my back, it all stood up. You're taught to love, you're taught to forgive, and there's a reason for that. it lets you be healthy and lets you move forward with a vision for your life that's not defined by what happened to you.
Let's get your thoughts. 304 Talk 304. Phone number is 800-765 Talk 800-765-8255. Just to clarify, what I mean is with a preview over the next couple of years. Not necessarily we're going to see snipping back and forth on social media for the next 2 years, TJ, but to me it's a strong indication that both of them felt the need to say something and respond that we know the rumors the Senator Justice wants to come back run for governor. This is a pretty strong indication. The fact the two felt the need to go after each other and respond, boy, that's a pretty strong indication to me of what our future may hold in 27 and 28.
Yeah, well, it's clear the two don't like each other.
Well,
I mean, there's no question about that. But I hear from people that I talk to that within the coming weeks, maybe even as early as next week, the senator will make his intentions clear. That's not to say that he will run for governor, but people will have an understanding of what his decision will be. We'll see.
More on that. Your thoughts as well. 304 Talk 304 coming up. President Trump coming under fire from cattlemen across the country after agreeing to import beef from other countries and in an effort to reduce the price of meat in stores nationwide. Trump has laid out a plan to import 300 metric tons of tariff-free foreign ground beef over 90 days. Ranchers and lawmakers note that selling foreign beef at 25% discounts puts downward pressure on the domestic cattle and beef industry. Joining us on MetroNews Talkline this morning is Rob Larew, president of the National Farmers Union. Rob, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Good to be with you guys.
Glad you could take a few minutes. Wow, a lot to unpack, no pun intended here, with this plan, but it seems to me, not being a rancher, not being a cattleman, that if you import beef, then you sell it under market value, you're undercutting your own product, and that seems to be what the cattlemen and the ranchers are all saying here.
Well, that's part of it, but I think that the first thing to make clear is that it's great that we have an effort to lower prices that consumers are paying in the grocery store. We all could use a break on our grocery bills. But this plan, as it's at least purported right now, isn't even going to do that. So you're on the one hand undercutting farmers and ranchers out there in West Virginia and all across the country by bringing this cheap beef in. And then on top of that, you have such a grip of power by the monopoly beef packers and processors that consumers are not going to see this benefit either. So I'm not real sure what, at the end of the day, this really benefits. Now, one of the big issues here that we also are trying to make clear is that one of the reasons why this won't work is the fact that right now we still have a lot of beef coming in and being imported. When that's ground up in our ground beef and put into the grocery store, consumers have no way of knowing whether or not they are buying U.S. beef or foreign beef, where that beef might be coming from, because we do not have those little labels saying made in the USA. That doesn't apply to beef in the U.S. right now. And so we are working really hard to try to get Congress and the White House to pass country of origin labeling so that consumers know when they go out there to get their meat, where that meat is actually from, that it's safe, that it's U.S. Product. And, we also need to work on affordability for everybody. But this is not the way to do it, by hurting farmers and ranchers and consumers both.
Rob, does the government have any place, any business in this at all? I mean, don't have tariffs, don't import and encourage, don't set the price 25%. Just get out of the way, let the market do what it's going to do. Wouldn't everybody be better if that was the result here?
Well, I think, there's a lot of talk and a lot of good intention behind this idea of letting the market do its thing. But that is if we also enforce our antitrust laws. When you have 4 companies in the U.S. Controlling over 85% of the beef market, that's not a free market. That is a market that can easily be and is often manipulated to the detriment of consumers out there and to farmers and ranchers. So we have that reality right now. And then you lay on top of that, I think the good point that you make, that we have a chaotic trade and tariff policy right now, on again, off again, trying to do these short-term measures, which just adds a lot of chaos and uncertainty to the marketplace. At the end of the day, if we want to get a handle on what the current situation is in the U.S., where we have the lowest number of beef cows in the country since the 1950s, the only way we're going to do that is to have a good, solid market so that ranchers and farmers get that market signal. And if the government has a role, it could be to help incentivize and provide an opportunity for folks to build up their herds. When you have all this chaos going on, that just leads to the problems that we're seeing right now.
Talking to Rob Larew, president of the National Farmers Union. So with a policy like this, what does that signal to the ranchers, right on down the line, from the guys that birth the calves to the people who are, packing the hamburger? What does this signal to them?
Well, as farmers and ranchers, I would say, first of all, there's a lot of talk out there about this White House in particular and this president in particular saying that he loves the farmer. He says it a lot. But I think that first and foremost, we want to see that followed up with deeds, right? Not just talk, but what's coming in there behind it. And measures like this, the market's tanked right after that news came out. We don't even have a plan in place, but the markets have responded in a negative way. What does that do for producers like me? Means I don't know. First of all, if I sell animals right now, I'm going to get a lot less than I would have otherwise if he hadn't got involved. And on top of that, I don't know what the future is going to hold with all of this uncertainty. So I may just continue to reduce my numbers to reduce that exposure out there. That's going to continue to put pressure out there on this market. The signal is not to strengthen the cattle industry right now.
Is there another way out of this? And here's what I mean. Like the guy or not, like his dramas or not, there seems to be this re-romanticism going on with ranching when it comes to some of the shows that Taylor Sheridan and people like him are putting on TV. And people are embracing that culture, that way of life. Do you see a path forward here for this market to where the rancher is the packer and the middle guy is cut out and people are buying direct? Is that a way to solve the problem here as well?
Yeah, in West Virginia, in a lot of places around the country, we're seeing opportunity, right, where you have local businesses working with just a single family or a few ranchers selling more locally in these regional markets. And I think that's a really positive thing. First of all, you have more control over that particular market. You may be better connected to your consumer, those folks who buy in the meat. And at the end of the day, consumers are able to know exactly where that meat's coming from and have a real good connection. So I think that there are ways to kind of build those more local and regional markets. But at the end of the day, when you have 85% of the market controlled by just four big companies, global companies, I think you've got to get a handle on that. Right now, Congress in the Senate is considering a farm bill. Was put on hold at the August recess, but they're going to be coming back into town in a couple of weeks. One of the things that they've already done in that bill, even though it's not finished, is to approve an amendment for this country of origin labeling. So at the very least, consumers can know whether or not they're getting U.S. product or product of some other country. And unfortunately, Senator Justice, I would argue, was on the wrong side of that. If he wants to support consumers and support farmers and ranchers, he should support that effort. It has strong bipartisan support. In fact, the Senate Majority Leader, John Thune from South Dakota, is the leader of that amendment. Those are the kind of provisions where I think you can get more transparency. You have this kind of, if you call it romanticism, with the country way of life and cattlemen out there. But consumers, at the end of the day, they need to know that they have high quality products. Demand is still up there. But if we don't get a handle on the basics of this market, we're going to be in trouble in the future.
Rob Larew joining us, president of the National Farmers Union. You've mentioned multiple times now that there's only 4 major packers in the United States. How much are they able to control control the price that the consumer ends up paying, whether, and control how much a rancher is able to sell the cattle for.
Yeah, we saw we've seen several examples over time, and we're actually involved in a huge lawsuit right now with a number of ranchers against the Big Four from efforts way back in 2015-16 when the market went really crazy. And the evidence is pretty clear there. In COVID, we were getting record low prices for our animals and our meat. And at the same time, consumers were seeing huge increases in the price of beef. And so certainly somebody's winning out there. And it's not the consumer and it's not the farmer or rancher. We know it's there in the middle. If 4 of the top companies in any market control more than 50% of the market, you have the opportunity for collusion and working together to fix prices. Once again, these top 4 control over 85%.
So if it's an equal spread, don't know if it is or not, it's a little more than 21% that each of these 4 have. How much is too much then? Where is that line? What does it look like? Is it 10%?
Yeah.
Is it 15%? Where do you find that?
Well, I don't know that there is a happy medium in there because you actually raise a really important point. It is not evenly distributed. It is much higher than 25% and over 50% in lots of regional markets. If you are Tyson's and you are in the Arkansas area, it is massively larger than 25%. If you are in certain parts of the West where JBS has most of their processing and where they get a lot of their cattle, it is a much bigger thing. And so the complication is not just getting more players in there, it's getting them in the right places. And that's why highlighting some of these more local and regional processing opportunities just here in Greenbrier County, and I know in a lot of counties around the state, there are local processors who are doing great business. We just need more of that if we're going to have a chance of folks being able to either have to sell into this monopoly market or have another opportunity to be better connected to the consumer.
Rob Larew, president of the National Farmers Union. Rob, thank you for the insights today. Appreciate it.
Good to be with you.
Take a break, come back, we'll get to some texts. We'll tell you about some football being played tonight as well. This is Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios.
Hey, this is Brad Howe for your local internet provider, CityNet. High-speed fiber internet is probably at your front door, and now's the time to connect. Your tax dollars helped expand broadband access across West Virginia, and CityNet makes it real. More rural communities in West Virginia can finally get the high-speed internet they deserve. With free equipment, free installation, no contract, and local support you can trust. So whether you're streaming, working, gaming, or running your business, CityNet delivers the speed and reliability you need. When it's high-speed internet you need, CityNet.net connects, protects, and perfects.
They say you can't take the lottery with you. But now, you can play anywhere, anytime with iPlay, the West Virginia Lottery's official app. From Cooper's Rock to the Greenbrier River, from the bleachers to your living room, iPlay goes where you do. Safe, simple, and always West Virginia proud. Play anywhere, anytime. Download iPlay today. iPlay, the fun, secure way to play, wherever life takes you. 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Right now, America is hungry for energy, more power, more reliability, and more security. So here's a question worth asking. Why not coal? And why not now? West Virginia sits on one of the most abundant energy resources in the world. Generations of miners, proven infrastructure, and coal-fired power plants already delivering dependable, around-the-clock electricity. At a time when demand is surging and reliability matters more than ever, coal isn't a question mark, it's a solution. Today, there's robust support in West Virginia and Washington to strengthen American energy independence using the resources we already have. So again, we ask, why not coal? And why not now? Because when it comes to powering our homes, our hospitals, our economy, and new opportunities, West Virginia Coal is ready. A message from the Friends of Coal, powering America today and tomorrow.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
It's our 23rd anniversary, and to celebrate, we're having a huge anniversary sale all month long on all Toyota trucks and pre-owned vehicles. Thank you for 23 years, Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
This week on the Metro News Television Game of the Week, powered by GoMart. The Grafton Bearcats travel to Philip Barber for the Week 1 matchup. Join us Friday, August 28th at 7 p.m. for complete live coverage from George Breyer Field. Watch live on Metro News Television, YouTube, and Facebook. Bearcats versus Colts. Friday, August 28th at 7 p.m. The Metro News Television Game of the Week, powered by GoMart.
The best selection of WVU apparel is at Daniel's Men's Store. Exclusive designs you won't find anywhere else. Stylish, sophisticated, and unmistakably mountaineer. Shop in store or online at danielsofmorgantown.com.
I think many people have a misconception that all that we do is infertility care, and that's not the case. Reproductive health matters whether or not you're trying to conceive. So we can be dealing with endometriosis, ovulation dysfunction, PCOS. You're getting linked up with all the specialties that you need to optimize your care. And being an advocate for your reproductive health is important. The most rewarding times that I have is when I'm empowering people to take control of their health.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
The high school football season kicks off tonight. There are 7 games on the schedule, including the SSAC Kickoff Classic presented by the Army National Guard. Cameron at Clay Battelle, a Class Single A rivalry to get the year going. We'll have coverage on the Metro News TV app tonight. If you're in the Morgantown area, you can listen on our flagship WAJR. Mitch Channel is the principal at Clay Battelle High School. He joins us on Metro News Talkline this morning. Mitch, good morning. Are you ready for game day?
Good morning. Yes, we're ready to go. Looks like it's going to be a pretty night for football.
This is a rivalry. We were talking to Cameron's principal yesterday. For folks that don't know, the schools aren't that far apart. 2 community schools who really put everything into this game.
Yes, indeed. Cameron and Clay Battelle are both, some of your typical small school, single A public schools that are, a bit off the beaten path, like pretty much every other single A school in the state. And these guys they're pretty close, and they've got a long history with each other. Yes.
So what are you doing today to get fired up? Are you having the pep rally? Did you guys do an old school bonfire last night? How do you get ready to go for such a rivalry game as this?
Honestly, I don't think we did any of those things. But the kids are fired up. You can tell that there's a buzz in the school today as kids are going through the hallways. That this is a big game for them. It's a totally different team from last year, and they a lot of different leadership there, and they're doing their own thing on their own different ways.
We're talking to Clay Battelle High School principal Mitch Channel. How's the start of the school year going in general out there in Blacksville?
I think we're starting out pretty well this year. Our test scores came back. Our middle school test scores are some of the best in the state for small schools, and out in these areas we don't have the doctors and lawyers kids, so our scores are up there for the demographics that we have in our area, and we had a group of teachers that went off and learned about the Ron Clark Academy this summer. Huntington Bank sent a large group of our teachers to see that, and they got a lot of really good ideas down there, and they're bringing them back in. And we've got a little bit of excitement, in the academic part of what's going on in our school. And how we've got our one of our teachers, Nikki Mattingly, is she's in the final 5 candidates for State Teacher of the Year, and that'll be announced here in about a week or so in Charleston. And so we're looking forward to seeing if she gets that. Other than that, we had a few really old time teachers that we lost about 100 and some years worth of experience last year in our classrooms with 3 teachers, and we've got some new blood in those positions, and there's a nice little excitement going on at Clay Battelle this fall.
Hey, Mitch, before we let you go here, because we're going to hit the break, if you win tonight, do you give them the day off tomorrow? Does everybody get the day off tomorrow?
Oh, I don't think so, but we might have some activities to let them kick back and relax and take that win in.
I tried. I had to try for him, Mitch.
Oh, and Coach LePo's not much for giving too many days off. So he'll be back to work on Friday, I'm sure.
It's because he learned from Ryan Wilson. That's why.
That's right.
High school football kicks off tonight. The SSAC Kickoff Classic presented by the Army National Guard. Cameron at Clay Battelle. You can watch the game on the MetroNews TV app. If you're in town in the Morgantown area, you can also listen on our flagship WAJR. Download the MetroNews TV app now to your mobile device and smart TV. Mitch, thank you so much for the time. Good luck tonight. Enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Coming up, we'll wrap up hour number 1. Hoppy will join us at 11:06. Back in a moment.
Ready to reach the finish line of retirement? At the Stike team at Wealth Enhancement Group, we provide comprehensive guidance for retirement planning in West Virginia. With years of experience, we'll draft a plan tailored for your unique goals. Whether you're just starting or nearing retirement, we make the process as simple as possible, easy, and stress-free. Visit wealthenhancement.com/Stike to set up a complimentary consultation and get started on your plan today. Let's work toward your dream retirement together.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
It's our 23rd anniversary, and to celebrate, we're having a huge anniversary sale all month long on all Toyota trucks and pre-owned vehicles. We've discounted over 100 pre-owned vehicles this month, most of which are local one-owner trades. Great deals on all our Toyota trucks, and with over 90 in stock, now is the time to get yours. From our family to yours, we want to thank you for all the support over 23 years. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
A lot of patients come here without much hope, and I think we can give them hope.
We offer a full spectrum of interventions suitable for every kind of person that walks through our door. We do absolutely everything we can to help you achieve your family building goals.
At Daniels Men's Store, exceptional style begins with a curated selection and finishes with a flawless fit. When it's time to buy a suit, Daniels is here to make sure yours is one of a kind. Discover tailored suits you'll only find in-store at Daniels.
Celebrate the Mountain State with the West Virginia Lottery's Mountain State Money Second Chance. Play Daily 3, Daily 4, or Cash 25 in-store or online for your chance to win. 40 winners will each take home $500. Visit WVLottery.com for details. 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly. Couple of texts here. Texter says, I'm bringing Out of Sight back. Ooh, I like that one. I'm all for it. Remember, KISS are people too, 1980. They'll find a way to get around the rules and those things their parents don't approve of. 304 Talk 304. So now our legislators in another big pile of settlement money like they did with the fact settlement have yet to hear what they did with the tobacco money. Oh, that's right. We put up the Ferris wheel. We need to know where the money is going, or they spend it wastefully like the $50 million for green buses that aren't even running. It's a shame. 304 Talk 304. Gee, social media is so harmful, and we need to do something about it. Someone should check into X, Twitter, Grok, Truth Social, TikTok, and their owners. Really shady people. I wonder why Baldo AG won't sue them. Coming up, Hoppy Kercheval going to join us. West Virginia Trump country, stating the obvious. We'll be back. This is Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Salango Law. Get results, not excuses.
Well, meteorologist Joe Ansel here. I'll be timing and placing some chances of passing rain and thunderstorms today, tonight, and tomorrow, exclusively for southeastern areas of the state. Some locally heavy and excessive rain is a possibility, and this will be our last window of some rain for our very wet month of August that's playing out. For the excessive rainfall potential, there's a marginal risk of local flash flood potential today and tonight. It has been removed from Charleston. It's generally the southeastern half of the state, so find your spot on the map here. To the east, you are included in isolated flash flood potential. Now, most of us do have a risk of isolated to scattered severe storms today. Isolated in the dark green, marginal risk. Scattered severe weather in the yellow includes the eastern panhandle here. Potential of damaging winds and large hail. Slight chance of an isolated shower and storm this morning, but we're more favored later in the day and tonight. This afternoon and tonight, isolated to scattered severe weather is possible with our approaching general cold front. Eastern areas of the state, a few showers and storms tomorrow, and then likely drier by the weekend. Fly Saver forecast, it starts at home. Atlanta 92. Keeping eyes on a chance of showers and storms today. Northern areas, chance of an afternoon shower and storm, and tonight, highs mostly low to mid 80s. Mid-80s to near 90 again for areas of the eastern panhandle. Be mindful of some scattered severe weather and isolated flash flooding that's possible today. Petersburg near 90. Point Pleasant 85. Clay, heavy at 84 today. Southern areas, upper 70s to mid-80s. Huntington near 86 degrees today. So Charleston, a chance of a shower and storm this afternoon and tonight. High near 86 today. 66 tonight. Dry and warmer to hotter temps for the weekend. Have us up to 92 on Sunday. And our next chance of rain, first round of September showers around the middle of the week. High of 89 on Wednesday.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at salangolaw.com.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
MetroNews Talkline already in progress. Hour number 2. 800-765-TALK is the phone number. You can text the show 304-TALK-304. Say good morning once again to all of our great radio affiliates in and around the state of West Virginia. We appreciate you letting us be part of your day. Also, if you're watching in on the MetroNews TV app, Facebook Live, and YouTube, we appreciate you catching the show there. Don't forget, you can download the app to your mobile device and smart TV. Get access to all of the great Metro News TV programming. Coming up, bottom of the hour, conversation I think you're going to enjoy. TJ and I certainly found it interesting. We had an opportunity to speak to John Hope Bryant. He's an author, he's an entrepreneur, he's a businessman. He's going to be joining Brad Smith for a fireside chat down at Marshall University. We spoke to him a little bit earlier this morning. We'll bring you that conversation, talking about his new book, Capitalism for All. That'll be bottom of the hour. We got a lot of text to get to this hour as well. And TJ, we haven't even mentioned the story that sort of kind of involved us directly and indirectly. West Virginia State Supreme Court has dismissed the case against Kanawha County Circuit Judge Mary Claire Akers, stemming from her comments on this very show back in March of 2025, which ends a year-plus saga with the review of the ethics there. So, case dismissed, TJ.
The witch hunt is over. Free Akers worked. Look, talk about things that never should have been. Never should have been a complaint filed. Number one. Number two, JIC never should have went forward with it. Thankfully, the hearing board recommended it get tossed. The prosecutor that was brought in to replace the one who was disqualified said it should be tossed, and the Supreme Court did the right thing yesterday and tossed it.
We've got that story over at the website, wvmetronews.com, where we also have Hoppy Kercheval's commentary today. A kid before the break, Hoppy stating the obvious. West Virginia remains Trump country. But, ... I'll let him finish the ... Joining us is the host emeritus of the program, Hoppy Kercheval. Morning, Hop.
Good morning. By the way, agree with you guys. That complaint should never have been filed, and certainly it was appropriate to be dismissed. I mean, if it had not been, it would have been wrong, and also would have a chilling effect. I mean, judges would have been fearful to say anything about anything had that stood. So, good decision. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, finish the ... West Virginia is still one of 3 states left of Trump state. But
right.
What?
So there was some polling that said that Trump is underwater in 47 of the 50 states, and the 3 states where he's not underwater: Idaho, Wyoming, and West Virginia. And in West Virginia, he's +6. He's 6 points above water. So a couple things about that. One is that is reflective of Trump's popularity here. He's won by 40 points in 3 elections in West Virginia. This is now a Republican state, so he is still very, very strong in West Virginia among Republicans. However, there is a ... and that is there's some other polling that we've seen that shows that his support among independents has declined precipitously. 2 out of 3 independents, and West Virginia has like 24% of all voters are independent. About 2/3 of all independent voters voted for him in the last election, but now 2/3 of independents disapprove of the job he is doing. And independents are the most fluid group, right? I mean, they're going to migrate toward one candidate or another, or they're more inclined to migrate toward one candidate or another. And they're getting hit, like everybody else, with high gas prices and high prices at the grocery store and economic challenges and everything else. And they are starting in West Virginia to drift away from Trump. However, because of the domination of the Republican Party, Trump is still very strong here, just not as strong as he was.
Hoppy, can one conclude that independents pay more attention, they are more involved because they watch what is happening with Trump and they react according to signals rather than those loyal Republicans? Is that the takeaway here, that the voter that is independent in West Virginia, you got to earn the vote, nothing is given?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. There are, and I make up the percentage here, but there are Republicans who say, I'm going to vote for the Republican, I don't care who it is. There are Democrats who say, I'm going to vote for the Democrat, I don't care who it is. And you don't find that kind of thinking among independents. So they are more fluid, they're more likely to shift, and they're a significant part of the West Virginia electorate. 1 in 4 is an independent. And that has a whole range of people, right? Conservatives, liberals, people just don't want to choose a party. And you're right. I think they do pay attention, go, I'm going to choose the best candidate, and think about it. Maybe, and again, generalization, maybe a little bit more than some people just say, I'm going to check the box.
Hoppy Kercheval joining us. You can read his commentary this morning over at the website, WVMetroNews.com. I'm sure you were, I'm sure you don't doom scroll like the kids do, Hoppy, but I'm sure you were scrolling through the social medias last night and saw the back and forth between Governor Morrissey and U.S. Senator Jim Justice over the Greenbrier. There was some not so subtle remarks from the governor. Then Senator Justice, he responds. All right, what do you make of this back and forth on the Twitter?
I want to make of this, no, you didn't. I mean, that's what...
Did we get that recorded? That's my new ringtone.
Yeah.
A couple of things out of that. First of all, that Jim Justice has not yet decided. I'm pretty confident he's not yet decided whether he's going to run for governor. I believe, like you all have reported, that he wants to run for governor, but really hasn't decided yet. And he doesn't have to decide yet, number one. Number two, Patrick Morrissey is trying to fend off people who might think about running against him, primarily Senator Jim Justice. So what do you do? What do you do is that you go on the offensive. And Patrick Morrissey, if he is nothing else, is a puncher. He will punch you in the face. And we've seen that as Attorney General. We've seen that as a candidate for governor. He can raise money. He can campaign tirelessly, and he will go after his opponents. And that's what I think you're seeing here. Perhaps the strategy is, okay, Jim Justice, if you're thinking about running against me, let me just tell you how this is going to go. Or to try to maybe discourage him. from running for governor. And frankly, while Jim Justice has won 3 elections, he has not been in a campaign where his opponent was willing to kick him in the stones. And that's what you have with Patrick Morrissey, who will raise money, who will kick you in the groin, and will use his position to generate news multiple times a day. He's already sending out campaign literature. I got an email from somebody that said, I just got this. Is there an election? It says Morrissey's accomplishing all these things. So this is Morrissey punching before he gets punched.
Let me offer a counter analysis on that.
Sure.
I hear what you're saying. I think the difference is Patrick Morrissey is not Donald Trump. And yes, he may punch. Yes, he may kick him in the stones. I just don't know how hard it is. And I don't know if it resonates with West Virginians. It was like a guilty pleasure yesterday. Watching it, I felt bad after I watched it, but I had to watch it. I didn't know what I should do. But it felt to me, it made me think Morrissey looked weak, especially that last response. It's kind of like the guy, the little guy trying to beat up the bully or the larger guy, and it's just like, what's this guy doing kind of thing. It didn't feel right to me, Hoppy. Do I have the wrong read on it?
Well, that's your read. I just think that Morrissey does what works for him, right? And that has worked for him. And Morrissey is not going to win, or Morrissey would have more difficulty winning if his campaign was, look what I've accomplished as governor, and you like me, you know me, right? That just, I don't think he wins doing that.
No.
So he's got to bring down the other guy. Now, when you try to bring down the other guy, you bring yourself down a little bit too. But I think this is Morrissey doing what has worked for him historically, and trying to, throw Justice off balance by doing this. So it is, but you're right, TJ. It is a guilty pleasure. I mean, we saw it. We couldn't look away. It's like a car wreck. You couldn't look away.
Yeah.
Let me offer a third, and it's the same one, TJ, we were talking about earlier. I found the whole thing off-putting and beneath the office of both of these men. Really, you are the governor of the state of West Virginia, one of 50 people who are a governor in the United States. You're one of 100 people who are senators. Come on, guys. Really? You're going to resort to a 7th grade Twitter fight of, oh, yeah, I know you are, but what am I? I found it all to be just off-putting.
Well, I understand that too, Dave. I would just say the 1950s called, they want their politics back. I mean, for you. We wish it were otherwise, but my goodness, look at what politics are today. Everybody's disgusted by it, but that's kind of what it is. Unfortunately, it is off-putting, but the desire is not. Let's say that you're so put off by it that you say, I'm done with it. I'm not going to vote. Somebody's going to vote.
True.
So, somebody's going to vote. So you're trying to reach those people who are going to vote, or incite animosity toward your opponent. I wish it were otherwise, but I think we get a drift based on what we saw yesterday of what this campaign would be if, in fact, they do run against each other.
Is it too much to read into this? Should we read into this little back and forth anymore about the way Justice is leaning? The fact that he responded, the fact that he took the rage bait, if you will. Mm-hmm. Is it too much to read into that maybe the pendulum is swinging closer toward, I'm coming back to run for governor?
Well, I think he really wants to come back and run. Look, the U.S. Senate, it's an honor to serve in the United States Senate. Senator Justice has said that. He's told me that. He's told you guys. It's an absolute honor. But if you have been governor of a state for 2 terms, going to the U.S. Senate is kind of like when those of us go to the gym in January. At first, it seems like a really good idea, and we're all excited. Then after a while, like, oh, this is a drag. So in the Senate, Justice is one of 100. And it is an honor, but what's he there for from a national perspective? He's there to vote and hold the seat. That's what he's there for. Not much more from a national perspective. He has to take care of the state and respond to state needs, et cetera, et cetera. So governors are frequently, look at Joe Manchin, frustrated by being in the Senate. When you're a governor in West Virginia, it's great, man. State police take you around. You got 2 phones going. You're calling people, fix this, do that, fire this person, hire that person. You're in charge. When you're 1 of 100, first-term senator in Washington, you're a vote.
It's fair. Let's bring it back to Trump. We were talking about Trump in your commentary.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if Justice gets in? And, you know, he and Trump are buds. You talk about the power of Trump in West Virginia. What happens in a gubernatorial race if Donald Trump says, West Virginia, back my buddy Big Jim?
It helps tremendously on a couple levels. One is that, I mean, Trump has been a supportive of Big Jim, right? They're buds. You would think that he would back him again. And as I said in the commentary, that Trump has lost support among independents of West Virginia. Of course, Democrats were never with him. But who votes in the Republican primary? Republicans, right? Not independents. And so it would help him. A Trump endorsement, Trump support, a Trump visit would help him with those, hardcore Republicans in West Virginia. Now, it would help, but it would also help Justice if the primary opened again for independents. That would help him some.
Well, Club for Growth said they're going to put money back in, Hoppy. They told me this week they've already spent $13 million in the first go-around, and they're not shy about their wallet in this one for anybody that would challenge Patrick Morrisey. Do you think that kind of statement chills Jim Justice?
Well, I don't know if it chills it, but you got to think about it, right? I mean, you have to think. If Justice is sitting down with people who are candid with him and not sycophants and talking about the election, they're going to tell him, look, the polls will show you polling that shows that today you're more popular than Morrisey. Whatever the numbers are, you are more popular. You've been elected. You can win again. But know this. You're going to take some punches. There's going to be money spent against you. And there are going to be a lot of things said about you. So you got to think long and hard about whether you want to go through that. Although today he starts out ahead in that race.
Hoppy Kercheval, we call him the host emeritus. You can read his commentary over WVMetroNews.com. Although, if you're watching on the Metro News TV app, Hop, you missed the memo about green shirts today, apparently. So,
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, what up, man? I mean, come on. Do you even own a green shirt, Hoppy?
I'm not sure. I don't think I do. I don't think I do.
Wow.
But I have no animosity toward Marshall University.
I don't want to be in this. The colorblind guy doesn't even know what color his own shirt is. So I don't want to be in. Is it green? Okay, fine. But I don't want to be
and Brad Smith is a gift to the state.
Oh,
not only to Marshall University, but Brad Smith is a gift to the state.
Hoppy, always appreciate it, buddy.
As is Gibby.
Heck yeah. Hey, we're at Penn State. Next week? Ooh, we'll talk about that.
We open with Penn State?
Yeah, at Penn State.
Oh, jeez.
Hey.
Get in touch with who did that schedule. I can tell you, as a West Virginia fan who's opened against Penn State, that's a bad deal.
Yeah,
don't take that deal.
We're getting paid, Hoppy. We're getting paid.
Yeah,
buddy.
Okay.
Hey, appreciate it, as always.
My pleasure.
Coming back, we'll get to some of your texts, phone calls as well. This is Talkline from the Cove Insurance Studios.
They say you can't take the lottery with you. But now, you can play anywhere, anytime with iPlay, the West Virginia Lottery's official app. From Cooper's Rock to the Greenbrier River, from the bleachers to your living room, iPlay goes where you do. Safe, simple, and always West Virginia proud. Play anywhere, anytime. Download iPlay today. iPlay, the fun, secure way to play, wherever life takes you. 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Right now, America is hungry for energy, more power, more reliability, and more security. So here's a question worth asking. Why not coal? And why not now? West Virginia sits on one of the most abundant energy resources in the world. Generations of miners, proven infrastructure, and coal-fired power plants already delivering dependable, around-the-clock electricity. At a time when demand is surging and reliability matters more than ever, coal isn't a question mark, it's a solution. Today, there's robust support in West Virginia and Washington to strengthen American energy independence using the resources we already have. So again, we ask, why not coal? And why not now? Because when it comes to powering our homes, our hospitals, our economy, and new opportunities, West Virginia Coal is ready. A message from the Friends of Coal, powering America today and tomorrow.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
On the next State of Minds.
I was in liver failure, and I was told I needed to quit drinking or I was going to die, and that was at 36. When he invited me to church, all the hair on my arms, my chest, my back, it all stood up. You're taught to love, you're taught to forgive, and there's a reason for that. It lets you be healthy and lets you move forward with a vision for your life that's not defined by what happened to you.
This week on the Metro News Television Game of the Week powered by GoMart, the Grafton Bearcats travel to Philip Barber for the Week 1 matchup. Join us Friday, August 28th at 7 p.m. for complete live coverage from George Breyer Field. Watch live on Metro News Television, YouTube, and Facebook. Bearcats versus Colts. Friday, August 28th at 7 p.m. The Metro News Television Game of the Week powered by GoMart.
A lot of patients come here without much hope, and I think we can give them hope.
We offer a full spectrum of interventions suitable for every kind of person that walks through our door. We do absolutely everything we can to help you achieve your family building goals.
It's our 23rd anniversary, and to celebrate, we're having a huge anniversary sale all month long on all Toyota trucks and pre-owned vehicles. Thank you for 23 years, Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Let's get to the phones. 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. That's the phone number. Let's go to Charleston. Hey, Bob. What do you got this morning, Bob?
When liberal commentators like Hoppy always try to make Trump look bad, they always mention the high cost of food. To be fair, when they mention the high cost of food, they should mention that most of the increase in food prices happened when inflation was 8.5% under Biden. Thank you.
Bob, you're welcome. Let me move quickly to Donnie in Tucker County. Hey, Donnie.
Hey, Dave. How's it going, man?
Great, Donnie. What you got?
All right. The imported beef, I have a little concern about that, and I would like your input and TJ's input on that. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking that there is an overseas worker just dumping burger in a cargo ship, in the cargo hold. Is that cargo ship sanitized, and is it going to be refrigerated, or does the guy dumping it in with the excavator just beep the horn and tell the captain, "Yeah, mule," and get this to America?
Well, I don't know about all that, Donnie. I will tell you this, though. There are certainly higher standards for how the cattle are raised and how that beef is processed, what they're fed in the U.S. versus in other countries. There are certainly higher standards here than, say, Mexico or somewhere else, wherever you might import beef from.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep. And the water. Well, when I was overseas, they told me, do not eat the food and do not drink the water. I was just wondering about, should I buy beef or burger, or should I just pass by that? And
well, if you trust the cows on television, they say eat more chicken, Donnie. So you might want to try that.
Donnie, I'll tell you this. How are you going to short sell 25%? How are you going to beat your competitor on price by 25%? I'll tell you how. You either short sell for a while to gain the market, or you're not doing what the other guy does. I mean, you got to make it up somehow. 25%, that's huge. So how are they making it up? That's the question.
Yep. I'm just making sure that it's safe. I don't know if I'll buy beef for a while, but I'll check it out.
Donnie, you're up there in Tucker County. There's surely somebody raising some cattle. You can buy your beef in Tucker County somewhere, can't you?
Yes, sir.
All
I
right.
got John Bonner down the road right here. I can give him $500, and he'll give me a cow. He's got like 50 of them.
There you go, Donnie. There's the answer to your problems, Donnie, right there. All right, buddy. Hey, Donnie, appreciate it, as always.
Have a good day.
All right, you too. 304-TALK. 304 is the text line. 800-765-TALK, the phone number. Let me get to a couple of texts here. The social media fight between Senator Justice and Governor Morrissey is an embarrassment. Have a proper debate on TV or radio. I'll throw that in there. Instead of adding to the silly season.
That would be great.
Dave and TJ, I wonder where the state would be ranked in being business-friendly if Amendment 2 would have passed. No personal property tax, no business inventory tax, asks the texter.
Higher than we are now.
All right, more text coming up, 304-TALK, 304. We got a conversation. TJ and I had an opportunity to speak with an entrepreneur, businessman, and author. We will bring you that conversation coming up on the other side of the news break. Many more text as well, 304-TALK, 304. That's the text line. Give us a call, 800-765-TALK's the phone number. This is Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. It's 11:30. Let's get a news update from the Metro News Radio Network. Find out what's happening all across the great state of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Salango Law. Get results, not excuses.
Well, meteorologist Joe Ansel here. I'll be timing and placing some chances of passing rain and thunderstorms today, tonight, and tomorrow, exclusively for southeastern areas of the state. Some locally heavy and excessive rain is a possibility, and this will be our last window of some rain for our very wet month of August that's playing out. For the excessive rainfall potential, there's a marginal risk of local flash flood potential today and tonight. It has been removed from Charleston. It's generally the southeastern half of the state, so find your spot on the map here. To the east, you are included in isolated flash flood potential. Now, most of us do have a risk of isolated to scattered severe storms today. Isolated in the dark green, marginal risk. Scattered severe weather in the yellow includes the eastern panhandle here. Potential of damaging winds and large hail. Slight chance of an isolated shower and storm this morning, but we're more favored later in the day and tonight. This afternoon and tonight, isolated to scattered severe weather is possible with our approaching general cold front. Eastern areas of the state, a few showers and storms tomorrow, and then likely drier by the weekend. Fly Saver forecast, it starts at home. Atlanta 92. Keeping eyes on a chance of showers and storms today. Northern areas, chance of an afternoon shower and storm, and tonight, highs mostly low to mid 80s. Mid 80s to near 90 again for areas of the eastern panhandle. Be mindful of some scattered severe weather and isolated flash flooding that's possible today. Petersburg near 90. Point Pleasant 85. Clay, heavy at 84 today. Southern areas, upper 70s to mid 80s. Huntington near 86 degrees today. So Charleston, a chance of a shower and storm this afternoon and tonight. High near 86 today, 66 tonight. Dry and warmer to hotter temps for the weekend. Have us up to 92 on Sunday. And our next chance of rain, first round of September showers around the middle of the week. High of 89 on Wednesday.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at salangolaw.com.
On the next State of Minds.
I was in liver failure, and I was told I needed to quit drinking or I was going to die, and that was at 36. When he invited me to church, all the hair on my arms, my chest, my back, it all stood up. You're taught to love, you're taught to forgive, and there's a reason for that. It lets you be healthy and lets you move forward with a vision for your life that's not defined by what happened to you.
More of your text at 304 Talk 304. We got a lot of them to try to get through this morning. We will do our best in a moment. Struggling with weight can feel overwhelming, but you don't have to face it alone at the WVU Medicine Medical and Surgical Weight Loss Center. They offer proven surgical options and compassionate support to help you achieve lasting weight loss and better health. We guide you every step of the way, from personalized planning to long-term success. Reserve your spot at a free, no-obligation information session. Call 304-293-1728 or visit wvmedicine.org/bariatrics. Earlier this morning, TJ and I took some time and spoke to a philanthropist. He's an entrepreneur, businessman. He's a best-selling author. His name is John Hope Bryant. He's the founder, chairman, and chief executive officer for Operation Hope, America's first nonprofit social investment banking organization, now operating in 68 U.S. communities. He has a new book out. It's called Capitalism for All, and he will be joining Marshall University President Brad Smith for one of Brad's fireside chats. We talked about capitalism. We talked about economic empowerment. We talked about AI, and it took a while. We'll bring you a portion of that conversation. We'll have the entire conversation posted for you over at the MetroNews TV app. Again, we got an opportunity to speak to author, businessman, philanthropist John Hope Bryant earlier this morning. There's a lot of talk in the country and among politicians about capitalism. Socialism is gaining traction in certain factions across the country. But is the system the problem? Is the system broken, or is it our knowledge and participation in the system?
Neither. It's leadership. Look, the Bible suggests that money's not evil. It's the love of money that's evil. Capitalism's not bad. Bad capitalism is bad. So good capitalism is where I benefit and you benefit more. I combed my hair this morning. I took a shave. These are all inventions of entrepreneurship. I took a shower. That's an invention of entrepreneurship. That didn't come from the government. That was some entrepreneur. Everything you used this morning to get ready was the invention of an entrepreneur and the insertion of that into a market economy. And capitalism is private enterprise or private ownership of that thing, which gives personal benefit and agency for somebody to want to do it. And if you pay it forward, like Brad Smith and his wife are doing, where they went out, made wealth, came back to West Virginia, and are reinvesting it. Rockefeller did that. We can go down the list of most of the institutions of higher learning named after someone. That someone was able to endow it financially because they went and made some money. Or put it another way, even if you want to distribute money like a socialist, you first have to collect it like a capitalist. So it doesn't matter. People don't understand the system. So now this is the second part of your question, is you have intention and leadership. And then you have understanding, because it's what we don't know that we don't know, but we think we know. So there's no, you have communism, socialism, and capitalism. Now, there are other systems, but let's just make it simple for the moment. Even the biggest communist countries, China and Russia, have selected capitalism. Now, I'm not an advocate for either of those countries. But it's instructive that they gave up on their own system and have literally chosen ours. And China can't win in a fair fight. They can only win if we shoot ourselves in the foot, which we are, by the way, as a country, successfully doing. Everybody seems to want to be an American, but Americans. They realized that they can't win in a fair market economy. But they can steal our ideas, they can steal our patents, they can take what we've done, copy it, replicate it, and then promote misinformation here, use our freedom against us, use our freedom and our self-expression, plus our ignorance against us, plus our depression sometimes and our frustrations using freedom against us, to then create dissension versus conversation. Because you can't go without constructive friction, but what we have now is destructive friction. So now, the Bible says also, a house divided cannot stand. Well, that's just common sense to me. And all this goes back to leadership intention. Now, once you have leadership aligned And attention is we all have to come grow together. Diversity is a business strength. Nothing. It's not moral. It's a business strength, right? Diversity is growth, actually, economic growth. I can get into that mathematically. Then you say, okay, who understands this system? There is a problem because I think financial literacy is a civil rights issue of this generation. And mind you, I didn't say a Black civil right or a Latino or Asian civil right. There are more poor whites in America than poor anybody else. Little known fact. Middle class people have got too much month at the end of their money today. And people listening to this are saying amen to themselves in their car as they're hearing me say that about middle class. So where people are dying and struggling in privacy, they're frustrated, they feel like they're howling into the distance, no one's listening to them. And so when we need to teach these systems, now it's coming back around to your question, financial literacy, then how does capitalism work? I'll say this one last thing, I'll shut up. People say, oh, I hate rich people. My response, no, you don't. You hate rich people until you become rich. What you hate is the game system. That no matter how hard you work, you can't seem to get ahead. And then you see some halfwit on TV who's half as intelligent and half as hardworking as you are, who's got a $500 million, and you throw your hands up. You say the system must be rigged. Let's unrig the system. That's what I'm here for. Let's unrig the system, teach people how this system works, and let's improve capitalism and free enterprise, not destroy it. We have a beautiful America for all our problems. And my second great grandfather was a slave and grandmother. For all of our problems, he served Abraham Lincoln in the Civil War. For all of our problems, it's the greatest country in the world.
Amen. Amen. Well said. I do want to talk about financial literacy, and I want to talk about the traps that people fall into if they are financially illiterate. It seems to me, John, that we don't do enough in our education system. We don't start early enough in teaching our children about financial literacy. And as a result, oftentimes they make poor decisions right out of the bat. They get too far, too deep into debt. They are saddled and they can't get out. And so this other side that you talk about, getting to this place of success, seems unachievable because we've dug ourselves a hole. Sometimes we fall into it and it seems hard to get out of it. Talk about that and greater financial literacy as a precursor to people finding freedom, understanding the system, starting to look at things through an economic and not a political lens, which I think, by the way, we would be better for if we did.
Yeah, the color's not black or white, racial, or red or blue, political. The color is green. Economic. And by the way, it's always been green. And we don't have time on your show to unpack all of American history, but that I've documented it in my book, Capitalism for All, and people can come to Marshall University, go to a library, or go on your phone and ask AI that question of where did capitalism come from, where did our problems come from, where did growth come from? Most rich people started out poor. And so, I mean, the story of Sam Walton, I mean, he didn't even hit until he was in his mid-50s, and he failed his first time out. He was gamed by his landlord who stole his business idea. And he ended up in Bentonville, Arkansas by accident because the first place failed. And he started the store and he wanted to put Walton Mart on the wall, but he couldn't afford all the letters. So he called it Walmart. And so he fell forward. If you don't quit, you can't fail. So what I'd say is, just because you can make a mistake and not be one. I grew up in these poor zip codes and poor neighborhoods, but I never gave up. And anybody listening to this, whether you're a child, whether you have children, or whether you're the adult, there's no shame in making a mistake. We all do that.
That's how you learn.
That's how you learn. That's right. And so a saint is a sinner that got up, you know? And I'm looking at the credit scores here in one of your cities. I've got a 616 credit score in Huntington, West Virginia. I got a 707 credit score, and I don't think it's pronounced Hurricane. That's an interesting name.
Hurricane.
West Virginia. That's 27 miles away. Not a state away, not 3 counties away, 27 miles away. You got a life expectancy rate of 69 years in Huntington versus 84 years in Hurricane. I'll get this right. Well, that's financial literacy. That is the power of. It's not a credit score. The credit score is not. It's a trending indicator. Is what I'm saying, of hope, well-being, belief, faith, confidence. Because whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. You've got a home ownership rate that's in the teens in Huntington, 16%, versus 80% in the zip code next door. That's wealth creation. That's financial literacy. By the way, it's the difference between access to capital cheaply or nosebleed access to capital in a place like Huntington. And so if you get the average credit score up, all the problems begin to go away. Opportunity rises. The sun comes up in the morning. These are things you can solve yourself. I can't solve racism. I can't solve political stupidity. But I can solve my credit score, right? I can change that. That's what my team at Operation Hope is doing. That's what we're working with Brad and his wife about here at Marshall University around our Operation Hope work. And so I like this because it's a problem that has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And it's resolvable. And you're right, we're not teaching financial literacy in our schools, in our households. One of the reasons I'm so optimistic about this, it's not like we giving folks the memo on financial literacy and we screwed it up. They never got the memo.
That is John Hope Bryant, again, entrepreneur, businessman. He is the CEO of Operation Hope, and he is the author of Capitalism for All. He'll be joining Marshall University President Brad Smith for one of Brad's fireside chats. In fact, he is in Huntington today. We'll take a break, come back. Oh, by the way, if you want to see the extended interview, because we went long, way too long for one segment on this program, we'll have the video posted for you at wvmetronews.com, up on the Metro News TV app, and on our YouTube page. We didn't even get into our conversation there about how AI will be impacting the economy moving forward. So that's posted for you over at the website, again, Metro News TV app, and on our YouTube page. We'll get to your thoughts coming up. 304-TALK-304. That is the text line. Give us a call. 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. This is Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios.
The WVU Center for Reproductive Medicine is here to help your family grow. 1 in 8 couples has difficulty getting pregnant or maintaining a pregnancy. Our providers are prepared to offer the best in care and comfort with customized treatment plans. Our state-of-the-art facility on Pineview Drive offers a private and convenient location near Ruby Memorial Hospital. To learn more, visit wvumedicine.org/CRM.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
It's good to have options for your family or employees. Rooted in your community since 1979, the health plan is your trusted partner. Get flexible coverage, exceptional support, and competitive rates.
The health plan, we are here for you.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
I think many people have a misconception that all that we do is infertility care, and that's not the case. Reproductive health matters whether or not you're trying to conceive. So we can be dealing with endometriosis, ovulation dysfunction, PCOS. You're getting linked up with all the specialties that you need to optimize your care. And being an advocate for your reproductive health is important. The most rewarding times that I have is when I'm empowering people to take control of their health.
It's our 23rd anniversary, and to celebrate, we're having a huge anniversary sale all month long on all Toyota trucks and pre-owned vehicles. We've discounted over 100 pre-owned vehicles this month, most of which are local one-owner trades. Great deals on all our Toyota trucks, and with over 90 in stock, now is the time to get yours. From our family to yours, we want to thank you for all the support over 23 years. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
The best selection of WVU apparel is at Daniel's Men's Store. Exclusive designs you won't find anywhere else. Stylish, sophisticated, and unmistakably mountaineer. Shop in store or online at danielsofmorgantown.com.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
CityNet is West Virginia's local internet provider. High-speed, reliable fiber internet is probably right at your front door. Now is the perfect time to connect. Local customer support you can trust, perfect for working from home, streaming, gaming, or running your business. Fast, reliable fiber internet built for everyday life. When it's high-speed internet you need, citynet.net connects, protects, and perfects. All right, let's get to some text. 304 Talk 304. Guys, the answer to the beef crisis is venison. Deer season opens September 26th, and there is very liberal limits in West Virginia. That there are. Just add a little cream cheese to your venison burger. You can't tell the difference. Actually, it's not as greasy, much healthier for you than beef, says the texter. I agree. Never tried the cream cheese, though. I will try that. Venison's so lean, it's hard to keep the burgers together when you're using you got to find, you need some fat. Cream cheese. That might be the best suggestion I've heard all day. Guys, somewhat on decisions related to the 2028 election. What are the chances that Morrissey challenges justice for the Senate in 2030? Ooh, well, you're playing 4D chess today. You know what? Boy, you're an election ahead of me. I'll just say this. It would not surprise me, and I think Patrick Morrissey has made it clear that is a seat he would like to run for. He has run for it in the past. Could I see that happening if everything were to play out? Yeah, sure. I could see that happening. I don't know. I'm just saying I could see it happening. Any thoughts? You want to go jump election? What do you think about 2032, TJ?
I got to get past 2028. I think Justice will probably run. I agree with Hoppy. I don't think he's made up
for
his
governor
mind yet for governor.
Okay.
But I think he's leaning toward that. So if he runs for governor, I guess it all kind of becomes moot. Do I think if Morrissey lost, would he jump into the next? Absolutely. What's it like to be a loser and then run? That's a tough row to hoe. We'll see.
304 Talk 304. Buy local beef. I believe around 15 years ago, Congress removed the country of origin label. Government doing what they do best, screw stuff up, says the texter. What in the entire history of Patrick Morrissey makes you think he's got the moral compass, the self-restraint, or the strategic vision of someone you'd expect to be above the petty back and forth? He's a New Jersey lawyer and exactly who I'd expect to start a petulant online slap fight when feeling like he's not getting enough attention. I felt like Hoppy called me old, by the way, when he said 1950s called. I'm the youngest one in that conversation. He's like, hey, you old guy.
Look, I should have been born way back in the day, too. I missed my era, there's no doubt. I think the texter's point holds some validity, though, because if this actually happens, if we get into this election, we get past this petty bickering about the Greenbrier, part of this election will be one person saying, I'm a West Virginian, and saying the other person is not. And so these kinds of examples that are put out there into social media can come back to haunt you. And the governor has been quite vocal on social media, not with Mr. Justice as much as he has constituents. And I don't know if the governor's been doing this. I don't know if he has someone that runs his social media, but be careful what you write on the internet, for it is written in ink, not pencil, and it can come back to haunt you.
You gentlemen have to be aware of the fact that when you talk about Morrissey and Justice having a 7th grade Twitter fight, all they are doing is following the lead of the Republican Party. All that Trump does is like 2nd and 3rd grade social media fights. Got to take a break. More of your text. We'll wrap things up for a Thursday. This is Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios.
Approach your retirement with confidence. With over 150 years of combined experience, the advisors of the Stike team at Wealth Enhancement Group provide advice and wealth management strategies to individuals, families, small businesses, professional offices, and institutions. With the Stike team, you'll have access to an advising team with extensive resources, a client-first mindset, and a passion for helping transform the lives of those we serve. Visit wealthenhancement.com/Stike today and join the team that's dedicated to your success.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
A lot of patients come here without much hope, and I think we can give them hope.
We offer a full spectrum of interventions suitable for every kind of person that walks through our door. We do absolutely everything we can to help you achieve your family building goals.
It's our 23rd anniversary, and to celebrate, we're having a huge anniversary sale all month long on all Toyota trucks and pre-owned vehicles. Thank you for 23 years, Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
At Daniel's Men's Store, exceptional style begins with a curated selection and finishes with a flawless fit. When it's time to buy a suit, Daniel's is here to make sure yours is one of a kind. Discover tailored suits you'll only find in-store at Daniel's.
Football season begins right here on Metro News Television. Join us Thursday, August 27th for the 2026 WVSSAC kickoff game. Presented by the Army National Guard. The Cameron Dragons battle the Clay Battelle Seabees live from Blacksville. Don't miss the first kickoff of the new season, the 2026 WVSSAC kickoff game, Thursday, August 27th at 7 p.m. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:30 p.m. Powered by GoMart, only on Metro News Television.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown!
Celebrate the Mountain State with the West Virginia Lottery's Mountain State Money Second Chance. Play Daily 3, Daily 4, or Cash 25 in-store or online for your chance to win. 40 winners will each take home $500. Visit WVLottery.com for details. 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly. Texter says, Hoppy for governor or senator. I guess whichever job comes open first. Dave and TJ, I would vote again for Senator Justice versus Governor Morrissey. Also, President Trump will always be most popular in West Virginia because West Virginia citizens have common sense, says the texter. Boy, this is a long one, but it's about property taxes. Another day. We'll get into it, I promise. 304 Talk 304. I, for one, am not blaming idiotic MAGA policy on China. That's a cop-out. MAGA needs to take responsibility for effing it up, says the texter. Let me see. I've kind of been skipping around here, so I'm trying to see the ones. That one doesn't seem to have anything to do with anything. 304 Talk 304. West Virginia is Trump country, and yet your network does everything you can to bash him. What will Hoppy talk about after Trump is out of office? Where was Hoppy's hatred of Biden? Inflation and high prices were an issue under Biden as well. Both sides are horrible and should get the same amount of heat, says the texter. I believe Trump's good poll numbers in West Virginia are more indicative of the lack of a viable alternative more than a tremendous love of Trump and his policies. That's an interesting thought. Let me see. Current economic policy, tariffs, etc., is the invisible hand of the president, DJT. Oops, economist Adam Smith used that term to describe incentives that free markets create. Obama is the administration that ended country of origin labeling, says the texter. Yes, I've been trying to figure out for years what a monopoly is anymore. It's a board game that takes hours to play. Have you ever played that game? Well, I'm sure have you ever played Monopoly? But play Monopoly, and it ends up taking 3 or 4 hours to complete if you really get into it?
Depends on who you're playing with. If you play with my son, he's a shark. He's got you in an hour.
Really?
We have been playing it a lot in the Meadows household. He likes it, by the way. Imagine that. My son
shocked.
likes Monopoly. Imagine. Chip off the old block. I'll tell you what. If I were Justice, though, and I were going to run, I'd get the Trump endorsement right when I announce game, set, match, over.
Would that be a determining factor?
Oh, I think it'd have a huge factor in West Virginia.
No. I mean, if you're Jim Justice making that decision, would you go and say, "Hey, I'm going to go back home and run for governor only if I've got you"?
No, it's not a determining factor. Okay. I really don't think he cares about Club for Growth either. I mean, he took him on before with Alex Mooney and beat him.
Yes, he did. Come on back tomorrow. Star Walt and Steam Release. This is Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.